uniform. We have one other uniform right here, although it's not quite the same. Yes, I was on the TV show Survivor, so are there any Survivor fans in the audience? A few, or you know what it is. And yes, I was honored to be a speaker at the Mother-Daughter Tea in 2014, I believe it is, that's correct. And I loved that. I loved being involved with mothers and daughters groups, and I've been speaking ever since I was on Survivor. Well, I used to do speaking well before that, but Survivor gave me the opportunity to do even more. And I'm really honored today to have been invited to be part of this amazing celebration in Jackie Hunter's celebration of her life, because that is amazing, and thank you for inviting me. I appreciate that, and I'm honored to sit between the daughters, so thank you. So I'm not going to talk too much about being on Survivor. You can come and ask me questions later, but just to get it out of the way before I say anything else, there is no toilet paper. You don't have toilet paper, you don't have a toilet, you don't have toothbrushes, you have nothing except the clothes you're in. And I was mentioning to the ladies at my table that quite often when I do speaking engagements, and I've done well over 500 since 2010, I don't always wear the Survivor clothes because they really smell. And a lot of people don't want to be too close to me, but today it's just similar. This is one of my uniforms when I speak. I wear this all the time. Anybody who knows me knows that. I see Leah there, she's seen me many times. Two things that came out of your talk that really hit me, that is absolutely essential, is integrity and doing the right thing even when nobody's watching. And I mentioned that as I was eating. When I was on Survivor, if anybody saw it, I hope you don't actually watch it because editing really makes you different from what you really are. But what I realized was that I had to be true to myself. I had all kinds of plans, how I was going to play Survivor, how I was going to win Survivor, how awesome it was going to be. And I ended up in a tribe that was not a good mix, which happens in life. We do find ourselves in circumstances amongst people that just aren't the right click for us. And so many times people are inclined to fall into that a little bit, just to feel accepted. Don't. So mine is a silly example of when by the way, I was 61 when I got on. And I'd been trying for 8 years with 20 applications, so I mean, think about that for a minute. So I found that I couldn't fit in. And I wouldn't fit in. So I was super boring. I mean, it was like I wasn't giving production what they were wanting from me, to kind of bash the other tribe members. You know how anybody who watches it, you go behind the scenes and you talk about what's going on. Well, I was super boring because I would not say what I was thinking. Because I actually didn't realize that Survivor was watched all over the world. And thank goodness I was true to myself. And in my case, I was true to myself and did the right thing for me, not for production. I did the right thing for me when everybody would be watching. And that's what was the big thing, because you never know who is watching. You never know, you're always on show. People watch you no matter where you are, what you're doing, and how you act and how you behave. And in my case, it was on Survivor. Super boring, because I had nothing good to say about the rest of my tribe. And I knew that if I said anything that I was thinking, they'd pick it up. You know how they always grab something and then they make you that sort of person. So one of the other tribe mates, who actually he and I got on really well together, because we sort of had the same thoughts about these other tribe mates, he called me useless. I think it was useless, annoying old woman, maybe, something like that. But I knew I wasn't. Maybe annoying sometimes because I'm always persistent, but I knew I wasn't, and that's what's important in life. Know yourself and develop yourself. Every one of you is unique and different, just like I was unique and different on my tribe. I was 61. The next age I think the next oldest was like 52, and then they were down to like 21. And I beat the Olympic gold medal runner in the first running challenge. I didn't know it because I was scurrying up a hill, having to be pushed by a few of my other tribe mates, which was pretty awesome. Otherwise I might not have made it all the way. But she was as well. And so therefore, she decided that I really had to go, because she was 31 when I was 61. And so she kept pushing to get me out. So just my main messages to people are, remember, every one of you is unique. I'm actually, just a little background, yes, I was on Survivor, but I'm also a mother. I have 3 daughters, and unfortunately I didn't know about national charity leagues before so that I could have joined. And besides, we moved 18 times, and we worked on the witness protection program, and that's not why we moved. Mostly my husband's jobs. I'm a nurse by profession, so we'll have to talk about nursing. It was an amazing profession. Again, it's a helping profession, and that's what I'm all about. I'm also a grandmother. We have 7 grandkids, 22 to 11, and I love life. I embrace life. I go through any door that opens for me, and that's what I encourage people to do. Watch, listen, see. What is there that's coming your way? If it was meant for you, you will go through that door and you'll find magic behind that door if you just take that opportunity and do it. So yeah, as boring as I was on Survivor, sadly, well, I don't know for who, but maybe for me, because I didn't want to have to be boring for, 39 days in those days, I was booted off second. And the lesson that I took from that later, I realized that my quest of 8 years, 20 applications, was not to be on Survivor. It was to get on Survivor, get off Survivor, and use Survivor. So I was just so bummed. In fact, that's what I said to Jeff when he snuffed out my torch, if anybody knows what that means. And I looked at him and I said, bummer. That isn't the word I was thinking, but I had a feeling they might catch it because it was right at that moment my torch was being snuffed, so I didn't say what I was really thinking again. I just said bummer. But for a day, I kind of boo-hooed, like, oh, isn't that what we all do sometimes when life doesn't turn out quite the way we would hope it would be? It's like, bummer. So don't get lost in the bummer. Think, what can I do with that? So that's what I did with my experience on Survivor. I suddenly realized I was now a public figure. I probably shouldn't go to the grocery store in my pajamas, but I do, I don't care. They're decent pajamas, you know, they just look like everybody in high school, so it's okay. So I took that experience. Instead of whining and feel defeated, I said, okay, shake yourself up, which is what we have to do if something doesn't turn out the same way. Why? What was all of this about? What can I use it for and do with it? So what I did was I was there for 5 weeks in the jungle of Gabon. I was in Africa, by the way, in Gabon, and I'd never been there before, and it was the jungle. And so what I thought was, I realized I'm now a public figure. I belong to the reality star world, which is really weird because I'm just a little old lady from Temecula. I mean, it's all I am. But I thought, what can I do with this? And so I was walking 5 hours a day in the jungle. I mean, what an opportunity to walk 5 hours on a beach in a jungle all by yourself and talk to the monkeys and tell them nobody's making a monkey out of me. And I created a fundraising event, which I decided I could raise money because I'm now a celebrity. Yeah, really, it's very weird. And I know lots of others. And I knew about Michelle's Place. And I'd always thought I'd love to do something for them. So I came back, so 5 hours a day walking. I was actually training for the Komen walk, so I had to keep fit. So I came back with this idea called Reality Rally. I knew hardly anybody. It was one of our 20 moves that we'd come here with. I had no budget. And I thought, again, when you believe it, that's my poster over there. I had this dream in the jungle, and I've had many of them, but this was that time. When you dream something, you absolutely have to believe that you are capable and you can do it. And then you have to prepare for it. Nothing happens without preparation. And you guys have all your lives ahead of you, even the moms. I mean, you're much younger than I am. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm pretty old. So dream it, believe it, prepare for it, and you will do it. So I created this event, and 12 years later, we raised over $1 million. by bringing reality stars to town. Several people in the audience were part of it. NCL was part of it. You guys were volunteers for us. We gathered like 700 volunteers, about 150 sponsors, 375 reality TV stars from 73 different TV shows, and on and on and on. And it was because I didn't whine about my flame being put out. Plus, I thought, I have a story to tell about persistence, taking an opportunity and using the opportunities. So I could go on forever and ever, and I know I don't have forever and ever because I'm dying to hear everybody else's story. But that's sort of the bottom line of it, is dream it, believe it, prepare for it, and do it. And sitting on the edge there is a little Survivor-looking thing, even though it wasn't from Survivor. What I offer people when I speak is there's some stones in there, and there's a card. Take a stone, and remember, when you look at that stone, that every one of us, every one of you, are unique and different from every other stone in that bucket. And keep it in your pocket. I normally have one, and I forgot to put it there when I got dressed today. So keep it, and when you feel discouraged, you feel like, oh, this is so much work to do, whatever it is that your it is, because everybody has a different it in that quote of mine. Take it out and say, wait, why should I be doing this? What is my why? And follow your why. You'll never go wrong following a why, maintaining your integrity, doing the right thing, and being the best you that you could ever be. So you've got your lives ahead of you. I was talking earlier, we didn't have these opportunities when we were younger. We had very little opportunity. Now you can do anything. I used to say I wanted to be an astronaut, but I was too old. Well, now that doesn't work anymore. Shatner went up, he was older than me. So, but you can do anything you want to do. So don't thank me. I'm thanking myself for being here. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for having me here today to celebrate with you. I mean, what a remarkable legacy. And you go for it. You see, Jackie did, and look where it led. You never know where your door leads you to. So thank you so much. Please take a stone. Oh, and there's one other thing there. There's a card, little white card. You know, there's a commercial that says, what's in your wallet? Well, there's a little card there. Take a card, and that's your wallet card. And on the back of it, you put your goal and your dream, whether it's for tomorrow, next week, next year, or next 10 years, whatever it is that you're working towards, and pull it out when you feel discouraged, if you do, but pull it out and realize why you're doing what you're doing. So thank you very much. I really appreciate being here.